Stanford, too, has emerged from its beasts and its demons to a future that is bright indeed. Because of NNI they've brought into the circle Fairfield County, too. But it will take us all as a nation a little time to adjust our sights, to guarantee every family the dignity of an affordable home. But we must take that time. Looking in the faces of the miners, I was struck that they were Native American men, each and every one. Sadly, even as the world cheered, the reality of the situation is that had some of those same men walked the streets of Arizona or New Mexico and other United States, they would have been taunted, threatened, ridiculed, probably even arrested and harassed as illegals. Even as those men rose to inspire us, such is the level of inhumanity in some of our countrymen to which they have succumbed. Still, having made it through, having found the secret to living whole through terrible times, the miners vowed never to go back to what had been, never to go back to living the demands others had forced upon them. Lessons indeed for us all. With their history, with the legacy of all they had seen and done, they knew they could never go back to a world of oppression again. Will we? Speaking of our history, of our healing, of our hopes, in this year of Lincoln, this 150th anniversary year of the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation, the story of the miners is both beacon and bellwether. A nation cannot live half slave, half free, said Mr. Lincoln. Here in one of the wealthiest counties of the wealthiest country in the world, much longer can our nation exist 1% uber wealthy, 99% straddling, struggling, or in need of home? A great wind is blowing, and that gives you either imagination or a headache, wrote Catherine the Great. Do we have imagination? I think we do. On the days when my grandmother would tire, her stories used up, her memories dim, I remember, yes, how she would croon to herself, I'd write a book, but who would read it? And yet go on. I've since written multiple books in her name. My newest, thank you, Juanita, for mentioning it, is Underground Railroad: Escape to Freedom, a book, an audio, and board game for children. For the audio, we traveled fading Underground Railroad trails. For the book, we delved into history. For the game, we now allow children to experience history in a way that informs and inspires their lives. One of the elements most commented upon is our use of the spirituals in the book and the audio and the game, now known to have been codes of escape. If there were a piano here, I'd show you. The spirituals, for those who don't know, yes, we now know they were the codes for the Underground Railroad, codes of escape. And what you will find when you go home or you go someplace where there's a piano, look at only the 5 black keys. That is the original African pentatonic scale. And think of any of the spirituals in your mind, and you will be able to play them on those 5 black keys. Okay? In this, too, this story of the Underground Railroad, are lessons for our time. Wade in the water. God's going to trouble the water. He's going to wash your sins away in the tide, wash your footprints, help and aid your escape to freedom. A wheel in a wheel way up in the middle of the air. Amid Stanford's high rises and high expectations, NNI has erected windmills, affordable houses, to harness the winds of change, lest we get a headache. Looked over Jordan, what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Conductors like Harriet Tubman were angels to the oppressed, and always they sang of home, home, steal away, home. Even in the bleakest of years, the 246-year-long desperate night that was slavery in America, African Americans sang of hope. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning, for the work is almost done, was their hymn of encouragement. In the 150 difficult years that have been slavery's aftermath, they sent a message I'd like to share and leave with you today. I'd like you to take it, live it, make it your own. Your gift to the Janus, to the mother whales, to yourself. It is this. As my grandma said, all things are one. Let no one contaminate your mind, said Grandma, as the ancestors say. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Please join me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I can't hear you. I'm gonna let it shine. Believe it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And for all those out there, those in need of homes, those in need of love, those in need of N&I, those to whom their need has become our mission and our gift. Everywhere I go, yes, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you so much.